Hello. Good morning, law aspirants. Yes, CLAT aspirants, the most lucrative profession. Yes, law. And turning to our next class of our vocabulary. Right, we are doing the root words and I hope you are enjoying. I told you various things about the reading and I told you that robust vocabulary will play the backbone for the CLAT paper. Any paper you are reading, whether it's editorial section, whether it's a passage, anywhere, you need to have a strong vocabulary. You should understand the word, what does the word mean. Directly or indirectly, you need it. Right. So, I started with the root section. I have done various roots with you. I did the root AB. Yes, I would expect you to speak the meaning. Yes, what is the meaning? Very good. That is move away. I did the next root, that is AC, that means sharp. I did the root arch, chief or main, or the root canon, which also means rule. It could be upside down here and there. There is no importance of the sequence here. What's important is to grasp in your mind. Keep remembering it. I also told you various names of short stories, essays, novels, fiction. If you finish reading that, I am there with you anytime, because I gave you enough in the first 3-4 couple of classes to tell you that you should start with your reading. Some of the students also came up with this thing that, ma'am, if you're not able to understand, beta, the first thing, if you're not able to understand for English, start with short story. You know, stories have been kind of a lullaby for the mankind. Everybody loves stories. Reading stories is always interesting at any age group. And I've told you those stories which are very good psychological stories, stories which add up to your, add flavor to your things, and you would understand them also thoroughly. Today's class, we are starting up with a new of the root word, right? This root word every day is very important for you, right? चलिए आज का root start करते हैं. Before that, again a dose for vocabulary. Yes, every time I tell you, do a lot of reading. At least 5 pages a day minimum hai beta. This is must, you have to. No mugging or cramming. Slowly, consistently, if you read it, you understand, you grasp the meaning. Read fiction, read newspapers, editorial section. Editorial section jo hai, editors hai, they are well read people. A well read person always has vocabulary, and the feather in the cap is vocabulary ultimately, right? Turning to our today, I am telling you not the list of the short stories and essays, importance of vocabulary. See, I told you earlier also, for a robust vocabulary, listening, reading, writing, speaking, these 4 things, the 4 wheels of our English have to be there with you in your mind. The words are the building blocks of a language. कोई भी wall बनाने के लिए you need bricks, you need blocks, and these blocks are vocabulary for English. Vocabulary is critical to reading, very important for reading. Success for 3 reasons. Since comprehension is the ultimate goal of reading, your main purpose of reading is you understand, you develop, there is a contextual meaning. What is the writer trying to say? What is the writer not trying to say? What is true in the context of the passage? What is untrue in the context of the passage? Which of the point you think is the right thing according to the passage? Which of the writer does not agree with the passage? How would you do that? Who will do that comprehension? You. Yes, and you can do it with a strong vocabulary, right? It's just like a word bank. It's something which is in your mind forever. Now, since comprehension is the ultimate goal, our main purpose of reading is understanding, comprehending it. You cannot overestimate the importance of vocabulary development. You can't overestimate, you can't make it that this is more, this is less, this is something that will continue in your mind, in your words forever. Now, words are the currency of communication. Any word that you are learning up, it is the basis of communication. It forms up a currency of communication. And a robust vocabulary improves all areas of communication, whether it's listening, speaking, reading, writing. As I told you, these are the 4 areas for English section. David Wilkins argued that without grammar, nothing can be conveyed, and without vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed. So, you can see yourself the importance of vocabulary. Very important root for today. This root is important for, in fact, the lawyers, very important. LOG, LOC and LOQ, all 3 roots taken together. Since, lawyers are known for their oratory, the idiom we use for this, gift of gab, Right. Almost all of my students know this rule. This is very important idiom for this. Gift of gab, oratory, that is the art of speaking. Right. You should have a mesmerizing speech. You capture attention of people. Right, mesmerizing speech. You capture attention. You should be very magnetic. You should be very pulling in your speech. And you should be very captivating in your speech. That is utmost for the words LOG, LOC or LOQ, that is linked with our most important thing, speech. You know, by your speech only you win half of your battle. So the first word for this speech is epilogue. Epilogue is the last part of the drama or speech. Any speech, any drama, after the curtain falls, the characters come and introduce themselves. That is an epilogue. See how this is going to help you if you're doing an analogy section. You have drama is to epilogue. What is the relation now? Drama is to epilogue. Drama is to epilogue. The relation is a sequence relation. Drama is followed by an epilogue, the last part of the drama. Or we could have it a relation like this. Prologue, the first part of the drama, is to epilogue. So we could have a sequence relation like this. You could have a sequence relation like this, and you're given an analogy to solve. Right? A reasoning question. Monologue is a type of poem. Actually, the full name is dramatic monologue. This was introduced by Robert Browning and Lord Alfred Tennyson in the Victorian times when Queen Victoria was ruling over. At that time, it was the Reform Bill was passed in 1832 in England, and then they started with dramatic monologue. In this, there is one speaker who speaks the entire poem. The entire speech is spoken by one person. There is one listener. There is a listener, but the listener won't speak a single word. One person is entirely going to narrate the whole poem, whole dialogue, whole speech, right? There's a difference between soliloquy. Please don't pronounce it soliloquy. This is pronounced as soliloquy. This is a very, very important literary device too. It's also used more in dramas, and Shakespeare is a master of soliloquy. You know, हम day to day life में use करते हैं. देखो, how do we use it in soliloquy? See, you're opening your wardrobe. You say, this dress I should wear? No, this one or this one. Whom are you talking to? It's not the sign of a madness or lunacy, right? This means you're talking to your own self. Yes, so that is what soliloquy is, talking to oneself, speaking to one's thoughts aloud. But in this, there is no listener. See the difference in the two. You won't have a listener here, and here you have a listener. Both are parts of drama. This is more in use in a type of poetry, so they understand. They both have LOG and LOQ. Speech will be there. Monologue is one speaker, one listener. The speaker will keep listening, and the speaker will keep speaking, and the listener will keep listening. The listener will not interrupt in the speech of the speaker. And soliloquy is one person speaking his innermost thoughts. You get a time to peep into the character. It's actually peeping into the mind of someone. You probe, in fact. That's what the correct word we would use. The correct word, probe into somebody's mind. You know, what does the character look like? You're reading an article in the editorial section. What does the character look like? We had in CLAT one of the story narrative section. So what does the character look like is not important. What is going on in his mind is very, very important. And this is provided to you by soliloquies, right? Turning to more of this. See the next. It's a bit hidden, so I just write it down for you. This is elocution. The word is not clear. Bit cut off. Elocution. School times में सुना होगा English elocution, Hindi elocution contest you have, right? English elocution means your skill or clarity in speech, your expressive speech, how you speak, you know, your voice modulation, your body language, your expressions, they play a very important role. Your speech can win over someone. It can just twist the mind of somebody. That is elocution, and we have various elocution contests then. Eloquence from the same word, So you can see the root here again, LOQ. That is persuasive speech. A salesman comes to you and says that, ma'am, please buy this dress. You don't want to. You don't have money in your pocket. But by his eloquence, he makes you realize this dress is meant for you only. And you must buy it. And that's what a lawyer knows, how to sell his product. Yes, and that is eloquence. Dialogue. We have two roots here. Dia means to and log means speech. So, die to and log speech. So, this means quite clear speech between two people. Trilogue, monologue. Another root we come up here. Bref, see, root gives rise to another root, right? That's very important. See the next root. Breve is short. You must have all heard brevity is the soul of wit. You don't win people by your long speeches. You win people by your brief speeches. Yes. You know, I just want to have a word with you. That is your brevity, which is the soul of wit. Intelligent person always gives short and sweet speeches. Persuasive speeches. Speaker who uses very few words. So, we have breve root and we have LOQ root. So, both the roots merge here. Both the roots merge here, make up a word, right? Locution. It's a word or a phrase which is specially written with regard to style or an idiom, right? So, when you're reading anything, right, like you're taking up a word or phrase which style is more idiomatic, more presentable style, that is locution. There are many more words. Add up right now a word for you. He's very loquacious. What does this mean? Person who is very talkative, right? Talkative person. A person who is garrulous. A person who is, you know, a chatterbox. I hope you're getting my point. What I'm trying to insist is the root LOG, LOC and LOQ, meaning in the sense of speech, merging up the thing, trying to make it, you know, go deep in your mind, right? And so, this is a very talkative person. You could use the word verbose, right? More in a you know, catchy language where you keep speaking, you're trying to catch the attention. Just opposite for loquacious, we read a word which is also related with speech. I would tell you one of the essays and one of the wonderful incidents for this. You're ready to listen to? Right, taciturn. Now, what is taciturn or taciturnity? See, taciturn means a person who uses very few words in his speech. See, if you don't speak, teacher asks a question in the class and you do not speak, it may be because you are a duffer, you don't know. There could be other reason also. You are very reserved and quiet. You don't have a habit of speaking. You don't speak because you are not in a habit of speaking. You are very shy and reserved, right? You are a coy person. You are not in a habit of speaking. That's what I wanted to insist, just in opposite for loquacious that I've taken taciturn. I give you one of the names of the world's best taciturn. That was Joseph Addison. You know, studied in Oxford University for 8 years. And in 8 years, he did not speak 8 sentences together and less than 100 words. Maybe that was also very much necessary. That's why he spoke. So, taciturnity is the quality of intelligent people. People don't know anything, they speak a lot. People who know so much, you are loaded with knowledge, you are so much full of knowledge. You've read the whole encyclopedia and dictionaries, and then also you don't speak at all. This is called taciturnity. Opposite for a person who is loquacious. I hope you like the thing, like the video. Please do like, please comment. Your likes and comments motivates us and adds up to more of the videos of Law Prep family. Thank you.